national emergency declared today
on a coronavirus
had confirmed cases of coronavirus.
The coronavirus pandemic. The coronavirus pandemic.
With the way the media is covering this virus, are we reacting the way that we should? Or are we doing things incorrectly and being, instead of proactive, are we just being reactive?
Anticipated shortages of food.
Worried customers have been snapping up everything in sight.
before it gets better. Across the country, shoppers emptied grocery store shelves.
Michael here, and welcome to Early Notice. Today, we are looking yet again at the coronavirus, and this time, instead of looking at the numbers, because they don't really matter at all at this point, we're looking at what you should be doing. No, okay, we're still going to be looking at the numbers because I just have to go over the numbers. But as you can see in the information on GIS and data, again, link in the description below, there are a total of 182,405 cases of the coronavirus right now. Now, we are going to omit China from this case study because I'm pretty sure that their numbers from China aren't quite as they should be. But let's take a look at the rest of the world. With China's numbers out of the picture, there are a total of 101,356 people that have been infected with this virus. Now, if we again take away the number of the deaths from China, we'll have less than 4,000 people that have died from this virus. This means that the world right now, excluding China, because we can't trust their numbers, and I'm pretty sure they're higher than they're saying, we get a total of 4% death ratio, and that's rounding up. I know, I've said the same thing before in previous video, but that's where we're at. So, now there are some big names that have come forward with stating that they have the virus, such as Idris Elba, Tom Hanks, and a few others. But remember, they do big parties, and they are always very social as their jobs command them to be, going here and there, rubbing shoulders with different people. Then we have some studies that like to put big scary charts that look like this one. And it does look quite a bit scary, but if we take this chart and look at the actual numbers, we can easily see that 0.2% for a large group of the population of the United States and the world are very unlikely to die from both the flu and from corona. However, if you're over the age of 70, then your chances of death are pretty high. You need to take really great care. Just as we all should be doing. We should be washing our hands. We should be doing all kinds of things. But instead of going over the coronavirus and what we should be doing, how we should be taking care of ourselves, instead, what we're going to look at is, or talk about, is what we should be doing as a person. For starters, let's calm down. A lot of what we have going on throughout the nation is what we're allowing the media to do to us, which is rile us up and get everyone up in arms. So much so that guns are flying off the shelves, which is a good thing, because as a firm believer in the Second Amendment, it is good for us to have our arms, and I'm glad that even people that don't usually buy firearms are looking at purchasing them. However, it also means that states such as Massachusetts are on lockdown, and they can't renew their gun licenses in the state of Massachusetts. And in the state of Massachusetts, apparently, you cannot purchase a firearm without a license, which is a bummer, and I'm glad I'm in Texas. Next thing you should do is turn off the TV or just the news portion of the television. You're going to be holed up for a while, and there is no sense in driving yourself bonkers by watching the news. I only read the news once a day, and it's always early in the morning, the early part of the day. Why? Because I don't want to sleep with these worries on my mind. If you sleep with it on your mind, you're more than likely to think about it as the night continues. Keep yourself up, keep your brain going, and just dwell on things, making you more and more paranoid. Read a good book, like a sci-fi or fantasy book, or a rom-com, or whatever you read for recreation. But don't let the media be the last thing you see before you go to bed. Or better yet, read the real good news, which is the Bible. Find peace before you go to bed, and dwell on that peace, and not on what the media is putting in your mind. Be vigilant, not paranoid. There's a vast difference between being vigilant and being paranoid. I have family with 3 kids, and I will protect them, but I don't hope for it. I don't hope to have to use my firearms, and I don't think every sound that is outside is somebody trying to get to me. Pay attention to what your neighbors are saying and what your neighborhood is doing, For instance, I have been informed through my neighborhood app that there have been people siphoning fuel out of vehicles in my area. I'm aware of it, and I've taken precautions by moving my vehicles to a different location that I can see and that they can't get to the gas tank as easily. Be prepared to check your supplies of what you have already and only buy what you need, not what you think you need. The essentials are wheat, flour, beans, rice, meats, non-perishables, and water, but not water bottles because water bottles aren't exactly common right now. A water purifier works really well, and learn how to clean water. Find a water source. Don't be like these ladies in this picture. Yeah, their cart is full, but it'll last them all of a week or two. There's almost no nutritional value except the apples. And if you're quarantined, you're really going to need more than that. A single person should consume a gallon of water a day. That's right, a day. And if you're in a situation where the power's off and the water's turned off and you've got nothing, then always remember that water heaters keep their water inside of them as long as nothing's wrong with them. And that is potable water. You can drink that. You don't need a filter on it. You might need to get some of the calcium buildup out of it, but that's nothing a sieve can't do for you. So you always have water on hand as long as you have a water heater. What should you do in the future? Be better prepared. Learn to use your firearm and don't depend on the government. One of the things that really bothers me about this pandemic is the fact that people think that the government needs to bail you out. They don't. You have made choices in your life to get a car that you can't afford, or a house you can't afford, or buy a giant TV and have expensive cable, and on and on and on and on and on, and yet you don't have any money set aside for an emergency. Many people think this will never happen to them, or Big Brother will always be there to take care of me. This isn't the role of the government. They're there to govern, not to give handouts. Another thing that you should do in the future is learn to plant a garden and have seeds on hand. In a SHTF situation, seeds will be a tradable commodity. Gold won't be. You can't make a gold suit. You can't drink gold. It's completely useless. Seeds. You will be able to barter with seeds. You'll be able to grow those seeds and make new seeds. And food comes out of those as well. Very useful. Also, another thing you need to do is find a way to have a renewable food source. So this includes gardens. This includes goats for milk, or cow for milk. This includes having some kind of animals, rabbits, chickens, guinea pigs, maybe. Hopefully some of this information has helped you, and at the very least calms you down. There are too many people out there right now in our country that are freaking out. Schools are closing, churches being canceled, and the National Guard is moving in. Be safe, be smart, wash your hands. God bless you all, and God bless America.